what we think repeatedly becomes what we are experiencing on the outer world. This goes to quantum physics. This goes into creating a new reality. And if you're on my page, that's something that you're interested in. That's something that you are trying to maybe make manifest in your life. And I'm going to tell you, you are on the right path. You are headed in the right direction. And it is going to take some time. And once you start to realize, on a consistent basis, some of those thoughts that you may have in regard to your personality and what your daily experience is like doesn't even belong to you. And maybe it did in the past, and maybe it served its purpose for its time, but it's time to let those things go. If what you're experiencing right now is an emotional loop, if you're experiencing frustration and anger and sadness, and you're having a hard time taking action, this is where we just have to make a decision. Is that what you want to continue to experience? No? Then heck yeah, you're in the right spot. That's fine. All I'm asking for you is to take inventory. What is important to you? Our thoughts become our reality. And if that's the case, then that means when we're waking up and we feel exhausted already, or if you feel like you're just not really taking action on things that matter to you most, that we're living in the past. What we are believing to be true about ourselves is that we're not worthy, that we'll never make it, that these ideas that we have are never going to come true. So these emotions are basically validating how we feel about ourselves. So if that is the case, that means that we can think our way to wellness. On a consistent basis, if we are having familiar emotions, which is, you're feeling lethargic, you're feeling heavy, you're feeling uninspired, we're not taking action on things that light us up, we are just living and ruminating in these beliefs. And what I'm asking for you today is to reevaluate what your values are. Think about what matters to you most. Is it being courageous? What matters to you most? Does it mean that you want to feel resilient? Do you want to feel confident? What are the values that you hold dear? And when we are taking action on just one of those things, because sometimes all at once is a little bit much. When we do one of those things, focus on it for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, how about a month? You don't have to do all of the things all at once. Just work on one at a time. And you're going to start to see how things chisel away, how you're able to let go of those things that have been holding you down, and those beliefs and those beliefs and those patterns that have kept you in this loop of self-depreciation, knocking yourself down, tearing your body apart, comparing yourself, feeling like you have no time. There's no way out. You just feel trapped in your own mind and in the daily mundane things. What is beautiful about this work is the groundwork. Again, going back to those values of yours, the groundwork that you laid out. Is integrity important to you? Is resilience important to you? And how can we incorporate that in our daily practices? So for example, if I were to take today or this week, this month to work on resiliency, what would that look like for me personally? Maybe when I'm out on the town, if I start to feel a little bit bogged down and I, start to feel a little bit overwhelmed with how much I have to accomplish throughout the day. I've got the baby, I've got a teenager, I've got, a lot of things going on in the background of my life. I'm not going to feel like I'm going to break down. I'm not going to let those things make me shift my mood or my behavior. I'm not going to lash out at my family members, and I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to speak my truth, and I'm going to be resilient. I'm not going to let anything knock me down. See how this can impact our lives in such big, amazing ways? Going back to how we can create our own reality, and if we have a certain emotional state that we're experiencing, maybe we feel sad and it's lasted for over a week, it's lasted over a month, and it's just going on and on and on, and it starts to become part of your personality. Can you see how maybe not shifting not working on shifting that mindset can create maybe you standing up a little less tall, maybe, you not speaking your truth or speaking what you want to say because you feel small. You feel like, that you shouldn't speak up because who are you to speak up? Can you see how your inner thoughts can create your reality by how you talk? How you carry yourself, how you feel about yourself. We are teaching others how to treat us. And it's not just in our family, it's not just with our relationships and friendships, it's everywhere. And the more that we understand how powerful we truly are, the more that we're going to be able to make a bigger impact in this world. And I feel like that's the most important and beautiful part about this work. So going back to how the body becomes our mind, if we are consistently an anxious person and we are just thinking of all the things that could go wrong, and you just have like this doomsday almost personality at this moment, and you just think of like the worst case scenario, and everywhere you go, you feel like you're never prepared enough. You're terrified to take action, and when you're put in positions where you're challenged, you crumble, and it's just anxiety ridden. And not only that, it doesn't just impact you. The others that you're around can feel that. So not to make you more anxious about this, just to make you more aware of this, because it sucks. It doesn't feel good. And I know there's a way away from this, and you can work on it, and you're going to feel a lot more in your own power. And that's all I'm trying to do here, is just shine a light on those things that may be holding you back from your biggest, truest potential. And that's all I want. So going back to how you may feel like an anxious person and you feel like you just want to control everything, you are never prepared enough, and you just feel almost paralyzed by your own anxiety. Not only do you feel that, the others feel that, but also the world around you is going to reflect that anxiety that you have. So you may see a little bit more chaos in your world. And I'm not here to say that, with this work, you're going to put blinders on and you're going to suddenly, not see any anger, hate, or evil in this world. Because unfortunately, we live in a world where that does exist. I'm saying that once you're more centered in yourself, more sure of yourself, and calm those anxieties, use these tools to help calm your nervous system, the more that you're going to be able to see and experience the beauty on this earth. You're not going to be in a rush to finish the tasks. You're not going to be in a rush to make things perfect, or like judge the world for being this angry, hateful place. You're going to see a lot more beauty around you. And that's all I want from you guys is that I want you to be able to see more beauty. Because the more that we're able to take a step back from that hustle, that culture that says everything needs to be done a certain way, everything needs to look a certain way, and parenting is like this, and being a woman and a wife is like this. It doesn't have to do that. There are no rules. You don't have to accomplish things in a certain way. There are no rule books. And how beautiful is that? Let me show you what I can see. I don't know if it'll pan. It's panning. Okay, let's see if we can go. I am out in the middle, of a beautiful desert that's near my home. And I have this beautiful scene behind me. Had I not taken the time to step away from my daily tasks, I know that I've got a toddler at home. I know that I've got my teenager, my husband's at home. I know that I could be spending time with the family, but this fuels my soul. And once you find what it is that you need for your soul, it's just gonna be like a cherry on the top. You're gonna wake up in the morning and not feel so heavy and drained and overworked because you're feeding something that's deep within you. We don't have to continue to do things that we hate to do. We don't have to continue to be scared and frightened of our future and of all of the outcomes that we don't have control over. A lot of this work has to do with feeling the emotion before it gets here. And sometimes we can get really overwhelmed with what we see in our outer environment. If you're in a home where you don't feel comfortable and you don't feel connected with your partner and you feel overworked, undervalued, of course it's going to be difficult to imagine this life where you're debt-free, imagine this life where you feel loved and cherished and treasured. But the more that you take time for yourself, even if it's just 5 minutes out of your day, to just relish in the beauty of the world around us, to feel the sunshine on your skin, to dance and move your body, to simply take a shower and feel the water flowing down your skin while you take time for yourself. You're going to slowly chip away that heaviness that we carry, that things have to be a certain way and you have to sacrifice yourself as a woman to everything other than yourself. We've all heard these stories of these millionaires that have everything. It seems like they have everything, right? They've got the estate, they've got all of the cars, they've got the status, they've got the celebrity. Everybody has their eyes on them, and that seems like the best case scenario, right? Where you see, hundreds of zeros in your bank account, and you may feel unstoppable, right? What if you were to wake up the next day and that was in your bank account? Would you suddenly feel, loved? Would you suddenly feel confident and powerful? Or after a little while of, buying the house, the cars, having the status and things like that, would you start to slowly realize like, hey, that might not be all of, what life has to offer? Your insecurities are slowly going to start to come back and bubble up to the surface once you realize like, hey, well, I don't need to work at all, and I don't really, need to fight for much, and so now what? You think that once you get the goal, that you're going to suddenly feel a certain way. And that's the beauty within this work, is once you do the work and start to see shimmers of hope, see shimmers of that beautiful person we are creating, you're going to feel peace now before it comes, and it will come. And we have to believe that. That's all of this page is about, is believing in things that we may not see or feel right now. So the next time you're feeling any kind of elevated emotion, take a pause. Even if it's good, even if you're feeling ecstatic, take a pause and say thank you. And when you're feeling overwhelmed, take a pause and connect with something deeper than you. And watch how your reality is going to start to shift.